Remember the buzz? The metaverse, NFTs, defy the promise of a decentralized internet. Just a few years ago, Web3 and blockchain were absolutely everywhere. Celebrities were shilling them, prices were soaring, and everyone was talking about a digital revolution. Then, of course, came the crash. The skepticism. "It was all a scam" narrative. So, as we approach 2026, the big question, the one we're addressing in this video, really looms. Was it all just hype, or is this technology quietly building the future? Let's dive in and uncover the truth about Web3 and blockchain in 2026. Let's be honest, the period between 2021 and early 2023 was an absolute roller coaster. We saw Web3 concepts gain unprecedented mainstream attention. NFTs were selling for millions, meme coins exploded, and the promise of a fully decentralized internet felt truly tangible. Everyone, from your grandma to major corporations, seemed to be dabbling. But with that explosion came immense speculation, rampant scams, and ultimately, a brutal market correction. We witnessed the spectacular collapses of projects like FTX and Luna, which rightly shattered trust and fueled a narrative that Web3 was nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. The crypto winter wasn't just about prices, it was a deep freeze on public perception. This period certainly left a bitter taste for many, and rightfully so. It forced a crucial reckoning for the entire industry. But to truly assess its future relevance, we need to look beyond those speculative bubbles and separate the signal from the noise. The fundamental technology underpinning Web3 is blockchain, essentially, a distributed, immutable ledger. Its core value isn't just about creating new currencies, it's about decentralization, transparency, immutability, and censorship resistance. These properties are incredibly powerful. Imagine a world where data isn't controlled by a single entity, where transactions are auditable by anyone, and where your digital assets truly belong to you. Major enterprises, often quietly, have actually been exploring blockchain for years in areas like supply chain management, healthcare data, and secure record keeping. While the headlines often focus on price fluctuations, the real power of blockchain lies deeper, in its fundamental structure. It's not just about digital money, it's about a new way to manage data and build trust in what can often feel like a trustless environment. So, what's actually being built and adopted right now, and what can we expect by 2026? We're seeing a significant shift from purely speculative projects to those with tangible, real-world utility. Real-world asset, or RWA, tokenization is a massive area, allowing fractional ownership of everything from real estate to fine art and intellectual property. Imagine investing in a piece of a skyscraper with just a few clicks. Supply chain transparency is another key use case, tracking products from origin to consumer, verifying authenticity, and ethical sourcing. Digital identity solutions are emerging, empowering individuals with self-sovereign control over their personal data. In gaming, we're moving beyond the play-to-earn hype to true ownership of in-game assets and interoperability across virtual worlds. Even decentralized science, or DeSci, is gaining traction, aiming to make research funding and data more transparent and accessible. These aren't just theoretical ideas anymore. We're seeing concrete projects emerge, quietly building the infrastructure for a more transparent and efficient digital world. Despite all this progress, Web3 and blockchain still face significant hurdles. Scalability remains a key challenge. How do you process millions, even billions, of transactions per second efficiently? The user experience is still often clunky and intimidating for the average person. Regulatory clarity is desperately needed, as governments worldwide grapple with how to classify and govern these new technologies. And while many chains have moved to more energy-efficient models like proof of stake, environmental concerns persist for some. However, the tech isn't static. We're seeing rapid innovation with Layer 2 solutions like rollups, which significantly boost transaction speeds and lower costs. Account abstraction is simplifying user wallets, making them far more intuitive. New consensus mechanisms are being developed, and developer tools are becoming increasingly robust. The brightest minds are actively working to solve these fundamental issues, pushing the boundaries of what's possible and refining the technology for broader adoption. So, where does this leave us for 2026? Will we still be talking about Web3 every day? Probably not in the same way we did during the peak of the hype cycle. By 2026, I predict Web3 technologies will be less of a distinct, separate internet, and more of an integrated, almost invisible layer within our existing digital infrastructure. You might be using a service powered by blockchain without even realizing it. Your digital identity could be secured by a decentralized ledger. Your gaming assets truly owned by you. Or your online purchases verified with cryptographic proofs, all seamlessly integrated into the apps and platforms you already use. It won't be about switching to Web3, but rather Web3 enhancing what we already do, providing verifiable data, true ownership, and enhanced security in the background. The revolution won't be televised, it will be integrated. It's moving from being a niche, speculative asset class to a foundational technology that underpins various aspects of our digital lives. The landscape is undeniably shifting, and the question of relevance gets a much clearer answer when we look at the long game. So, is Web3 and blockchain still relevant in 2026? My answer is a resounding yes, but not in the way many initially envisioned during the peak of the hype. It's maturing from a speculative playground into a serious technological stack. The focus has moved from get-rich-quick schemes to building robust, scalable, and genuinely useful applications. We'll see it powering critical infrastructure, enabling new forms of digital ownership, and enhancing transparency across countless industries. It won't be the flashy, in-your-face revolution that many predicted, but a more subtle, deeply integrated evolution. The noise will subside, but the foundational impact will quietly grow. By 2026, Web3 and blockchain will be less about the next big thing, and more about the quiet, powerful technology that's already making our digital world more secure, transparent, and ultimately, more user-centric. It's not dead, it's growing up. So, what do you think?